Hi, everybody. I don't know if anybody's going to be in here because I have this scheduled to start at 7, but I decided since I was late as fuck last night that I would come in a little bit early, and I have a guest coming in in about an hour, and I wanted to do all my trash talking that I'm going to do before then. Sorry. I was just checking in with her. Hi, two people that are there. I'm already looking at Reddit and it's irritating, but you know what? I don't have to be a part of it, I guess, if I don't want to. Let's see here. Hi, Maria. Oh, hi, Stephen. Hi, everyone. I know it's early. I decided I would try going a little bit early since I was a whole lot late last night, and I have a guest coming on in about an hour, Miss Daddy's Disappointment, my favorite. And oops, sit up here. I can never get this. I love this table, but I can never get this camera angle right where. Hi, Debbie. Miss Debbie loves to chat. It's always good to see you. Let's see. Maybe I need to. Maria. Maria's just hopping around the rooms today, hopping around. I better not catch you in anybody I don't like's room, Maria. This is not exactly the right height either. Okay, I'm about to sit back. It is. Okay. Here we go, because I was going to knit too. Oh, thank you, Stephen. You're so awesome. I really appreciate it. I was going to say that, and I'll say it again in a bunch of times until Friday. Half of all Superchats and Cash Apps go to the Linus Project, which is a project to help cold children get blankets. And I hate to see people cold, which is also why I am knitting scarves. Where's my other knitting needle? I'm almost done with this one. Thank you so much, Stephen. That was awesome of you. I love seeing that little thing up there on the screen. I'm also knitting this scarf here, and I usually take them to the women's shelter in Nashville or to there's a bypass like that's between, if you're from anywhere in Nashville, Ellington Parkway. There are lots of ho-ho-hos in here, yes. There's a bypass coming from I don't know, it's called Ellington Parkway. It's not a bypass, I guess. It's a parkway. And it goes into downtown, and there's this bridge right before you get into downtown, and it's like, oh my gosh, they clean it out sometimes. It's all these homeless people sleeping up underneath the bridge, and it's very, very sad. You've been to Laverne. I'm so sorry, Chantel. I'm just kidding. No offense to anyone in Laverne. It's just not my favorite part of. You should come about 30 more minutes and come to Nashville, Chantel. There's some better stuff in regular Nashville than Laverne. Jindai, however you say that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Hi, Sarah Z. Jindy, you're awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What should we start with? Because Daddy's Disappointment isn't really into the shit talking like I am, and I'm trying to rise above, but sometimes it's hard to do. But I'm working on it. Yeah, they're so sad, aren't they, Debbie? They're really sad at Christmas time. I couldn't imagine. My God. It's like Shindy, I just love seeing that up there. It makes me feel so good. It really does give me a little, like I wanted a slot machine or something. Like it makes me so excited. I hate going underneath those, and it's just so sad. I was going to spend 2 days there and 5 days in Nashville because I was with my mom. Had a blast. Good. That's so good. I'm glad you had a blast. Nashville's fun. It's gotten to where I don't go downtown a lot anymore, to go out because I'm old. And there's areas that are a little bit quieter, like 5 Points and stuff that you can go out in, where it's not like in the middle of downtown, Broadway, the whole honky tonk thing. But if you haven't been to Nashville, you definitely do need to do the honky tonk thing at least one time. And well, it's the Opryland Hotel, but I Definitely wouldn't mind changing it to the Oprah Land Hotel. I love Oprah. If it's good enough for Oprah, it's good enough for me. Yeah, I vote we change it to the Oprah Land Hotel. So that sounds amazing to me. I bet Oprah would. She should open a hotel. Oprah would have an amazing hotel. My friend and I were looking at Oprah's list of favorite things the other day, and it all looks amazing. And I had a pair of jeans. God, I forgot the name of brand. NYDJ. I had a pair of jeans that were on Oprah's favorite things list. I still have them, and they're great. And my friend actually got one year a sweater, and she was like, it was just a cardigan, and she's making this huge deal out of it. And she's like, feel it. It was on Oprah's list of favorite things, and it was a Barefoot Dreams. To blame them more for. I'm all about Oprah Land. Oprah Land you just came up with a new place I want to go, Oprah Land. I could not imagine a better place. I love all things Oprah loves. Yeah, how are you feeling? I hope the morphine is helping. But I'm sorry you're sick. And maybe you can drift off into Oprah Land. I bet it's so beautiful and has such great places to sit and such like great food and Barefoot Dream sweaters, which it was like the softest sweater in the world. It felt like what I would imagine a cloud in heaven feels like. Jagger, do you need to go out? Is that what's going on? Guys, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So sorry. Hold on 1 second. Knitting needle. Sorry. Jags, you want to go outside? You want to go outside and potty? Come on. Outside potty. Happy potty. It's cold. Come on. No? Do you want some attention? Come here. Come here. You can say hi to everybody. Because Bruiser got to say hi to everybody the other day. Maybe you just need a little attention from your mommy. It's getting a little chunky, but that's okay. Sometimes we all get a little chunky. This is Jagger. He's my older boy. Let's see what Debbie say. She's doing really well. The pain's not as bad at all. Good. That's amazing. From 1 day at a time. That's exactly right. This is Jagger. He's my... God, I love this dog. He's mouthy. I love him, though. Maybe that's why we get along. I'm mouthy, too. So, where to start with just... Thank you. So... Sarah, you should see what your Aunt Sarah just said to you. So, thank you. It just cracked me up, Sarah. I was looking at the chat to see who you were talking to, and then I realized it was Jagger. Let's see. The first thing, gosh, Jules, I want to stop this with you. I thought we were making progress, but I heard on a live today, I heard you say that you, for some reason, you're not just stopping at my husband's family. You're going to reach out to, you actually have an ex-girlfriend of his working on reaching out to his other ex-girlfriends. First of all, I'm sure that you're going to find, I don't give a shit what his ex-girlfriends have to say about him. If he has a girlfriend now, then I might care, but I don't give a shit what his ex-girlfriends have to say about him. And does anybody maybe have an ex that would say something bad about them? Why are you doing all this? Crazy? Why? And I'm glad that you have reconnected with Glenwood. And just remember, when you're doing all these researching and reaching out to all these people, it's very easy. And I think you have a friend that knows this. It's very easy for anyone to get in touch with a prisoner. Prisoners are very bored. And so if somebody puts a little money on their books, someone's nice to them, gives them a little, you can even reach out via email these days. And you can put some money on their books and say, hey, you want to chat? You want to call me on the phone? And prisoners usually are very eager to talk, even to strangers, if they're nice and put a little money on their books. And they wouldn't necessarily tell other women that they were talking to if they were talking crap about them. And why would you be so silly to think that someone whose family you are stalking has not reached out to that person? So proceed with caution. Anyway, let's see. What else here? I don't think you don't even hypothetically, if I had done anything like that, I wouldn't have to send anyone nudes. It's prisoners are bored and they always like a little extra commissary money, and they have nothing but time to talk. Nothing but time. So anyway, that's just something to think about. Before you go badgering my husband's acquaintances and family members and everything even further. He's done nothing to you. I've not reached out to any of your family members. I reached out to someone you had never met. So anyway, we'll move on from that. I hope that doesn't happen, because it sounds like you're getting pretty attached. Maria, they were not. Hold on, I'm going to let Jagger out now because he's really insisting. Come on, outside, go potty. I'm back. Hi, Virgie. Maria, I'm sure that didn't happen. So I don't know exactly what happened with Amber and why she deactivated. I haven't watched Amber in a long time. Don't have anything against Amber. I'm going to look on Reddit here and see if I can kind of. Yeah, it's gotten bad. I'm going to look on Reddit here and see if I can piece together exactly what has happened here. Because I know she said she deactivated her account, and I don't know why. So let's do our Reddit recap. And I did see on there where she had made a statement. I don't know what led up to this. I have no clue. Let's see. Where's her statement that she made? Well, damn, y'all. You know, if I had my shit together. Hold on. I will find it. Please hold. Scrolling. Hold for scrolling. Stop scrolling. Oh my God, no Jagger wants in. I wonder if I could just go to her channel and see the statement. Let's try that. Oh, there's my guest. She can jump on sooner. Okay. So Amber deactivated her channel, and it's unclear as to me why, because I've not been following Amber, and she's been doing her own thing. The channel is gone. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find her statement that was made. See if I can find it this way. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, here we go. She made it on Instagram. Excuse me. So it says, hello, everyone. I'll be keeping the Patreon open for communication with y'all that are my friends. After bringing up Blake's deceased wife, I decided that YouTube was simply not worth it. That was foul and uncalled for. Now, did she bring up his wife? Did she bring up his wife, or did his deceased wife, or did someone else do it? the lowest of the low. She deserves to be able to rest in peace. My husband has done nothing to anyone, especially Bombshell. Don't know who Bombshell is. And I'm choosing to pull back from it so that he doesn't have to be talked about or his loss anymore. What he has done for me by stepping up and being a father to my other 2 children when he didn't have to makes me have more respect for him than to disrespect the memory of his deceased first wife on YouTube. As for Bombshell, who is Bombshell? I wish you a very lonely and miserable Christmas. That's all you deserve after what you have done. Since you want to bring up the dead, I hope you cry a lot of tears on Christmas Day over being all alone and without your parents. You deserve all the misery you will have. I hope the ghost of your beloved father constantly haunts you. You are no friend to anyone. You will forever be lonely and full of hate. As for that wish to stay with me on here, Science Girl said, there is a way to still go live from here. I plan on getting with her and learning how to do that this week. If you have any friends from YouTube that may want to join Patreon, please let them know they can find me here. Who broke Bombshell? I don't know. I haven't watched him forever. Thank you all for understanding. Sorry it ended this way. So, on Reddit, I guess the best place to go would be the Scamber Reddit page to see what happened here. I'm lost too. Y'all, I've got to let the dog back in. It's cold. I'm so sorry. And I tried to get him to go potty first, and I don't know what to do. I won't get a dog door because I'm scared they'll bring me horrible surprises inside. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Hang on. Come on, Jack. Okay, all right. We're back. So if anybody has any insight as to, I don't know what happened. So anyway, let's see. We'll go with the newest post on the Scamber Reddit page. It has to do with the picture that JY sent her and that she was confused, that she thought that they were brand new. Okay. So why would that cause her to deactivate? Okay. So one says, tisk, Amber, you are a liar. You've gone into great detail regarding Blake's first wife and how and again, this is not my opinion, I didn't write this. I am reading public information that is out there on Reddit, and I do not discriminate what I read on Reddit. I read bad things about myself aloud here all the time. So it says Blake's first wife and how he had to do CPR at home, but it didn't work, and she died, and she passed away and passed at home in his arms. Wonder what these Facebook posts are about. So this is a Facebook post that someone posted. Yes, Mia's mommy, I did, and I can read that again for you guys on Reddit, but John and I had a conversation today. He didn't hear all of the live, and he is not upset about it, and we are fine. What is it, Jags? So, this is Kristen's husband. Okay. I'm not going to read that because it's about when he, I guess, posted on her Facebook that she died. Hey, babe. How are you?
Better now.
I'm better now, too, that you're home. Aw. Okay, so the next one, so this looks like where Blake posted on her Facebook that she passed away, and I'm not going to read that. So somebody else put, have a look who made this petition. It was Amber, but she was using Blake's dearly departed ex-wife's name. The only thing she changed was Rogers. And it is a thing saying remove Lisa Ham from before the 90 days. And it's signed Michelle Rogers, Rodjers. I still don't know how that ties into Amber deactivating. So this says, I guess this is why all the body pics Amber shows are headless. Not her best picture, but people post unflattering pictures of me all the time. When your own filter refuses to cooperate, I don't know if somebody did this or that's really what happened, but her eyes just twitching in that. There's a picture of Amber's husband on here. There's one that said, behind every hag, there's a cuck. Every hotel. I don't understand this. Okay, are you guys not interested in this? Because I'm not following either. Let's go to regular bottom feeders and read the Reddit action on there because I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Who the hell is Bombshell? I don't know. I heard some kind of police call, but it sounded like it was old. I don't know. So on bottom feeders, Dildo Swaggins, one of my faves, said, am I the only one disturbed by this? I know Ranch Life calls for crummy choices, but why broadcast it and why is it posted from the rafters? And this is this when Zeus just, I think this may have been what Zeus did earlier in his live, which was kill a rooster for humane purposes and all that. I'm not putting him down. I'm just someone was disturbed by that. The next post, Maria speaking. Amber sent Bombshell. Why are women sending other women nudes on here? Where can we find Bombshell? Does she have a channel? Maybe we can cover some of that and put it together if we're interested in that. I don't know. Maria speaking on Jules and her mother is so hypocritical. Maria refuses to be around her mother if her sister is around, even after her mother having surgery. Maria, you have kids and a husband and stay online nonstop. How dare she step away from her husband for a moment? More nudes. Bombshell Betty. I don't know who that is. I asked the same thing. I never heard of Bombshell. I haven't watched. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on. Okay. So, wanted young Cuban nurse to take care of man with COVID in his home while wife plays. Should cook, clean, and be able to tolerate screaming 24/7. I don't think Maria screams. Maria talks very softly, and I think Maria would be a very nice looking nurse. Someone said someone's got a little video of a chick from Saturday Night Live, and it's addressed to Jenny's crotch and says, don't they have winters? Hi, Brenda. Don't they have winters in Cincy? Put some pants on. Well, there's no time like the present, Debbie. Chicago Muscle is the exact same guy as he was now when Maria brought him around and supported him. She did not care. Maria allowed him to be rude to her sub/friends and gave zero fucks. I never, and some people in Maria's chat were saying no, that there were some people that never really cared for Chicago Muscle. She gave him a shot, or, people can come off a little aggressive and you cannot like them at first. And, she gave him a shot. She learned that she has the same opinion as a lot of other people. She didn't care for him. What's the channel? Bombshell Betty? Is that the name of it? And it says, Brooke is either heavily filtering as always, or she's been doing some private grifting for Botox funds. Is Bob the new JW? First of all, if Brooke gets Botox, then she's doing the same thing that I do and a lot of women about our same age do. And a lot of people use a little bit of a filter. She doesn't look, Brooke's an attractive girl. People get pictures of her from unflattering angles. If she did use a little filter, so what? I think she's also lost a little weight. She got a little touch up. Who cares? A little fresher. I love Botox. Oh my God, it's like liquid gold, right? Maria said she has COVID, but that's not stopping her YouTube obsession. Tit for tat. The woman's bored at home. Let's see. So I'm bored at home. So, I mean, I would be on the internet a lot if I was bored at home, and I have been bored at home. So I am not interested in digging up dirt on Chicago Muscle. I don't think he's interesting. I don't think he's anybody that I'm interested in getting to know, or I have zero interest in finding out anything about him. You know, Amber has done this before. I've also said I'm deactivating before after, you know, doing something embarrassing or whatever. So maybe she'll be back. Maybe she won't. This was one of my favorite clips this morning. This made me laugh. This is of Jen.
I wanted to do a table talk, kind of like Jada Pinkett or Whoopi Goldberg, just basically like The View.
So Jen, first of all, it's like Jada Pinkett. And yeah, when I listen to Jen at Table Talk, I think it like this is just like The View. This is just like The View, is what I think on those table talks. It's ambitious, Jen. Somebody said, "Shitters, you lie." Britters tried to lie tonight to Chicago Muscle while paneling on unloading the clip. She was saying she did not intend for the masturbation video to be out. Okay, y'all, there's 89 people in here. I said it the first time when there was 30. From now until Friday, any super chats or cash apps I get are going to be, half of are going to be donated to Project Linus to give cold children blankets. So please help me raise money for that charity, and I'll post how much is donated and receipts and all that good stuff, and I'd appreciate it. And it would make, it's doing a good thing for cold children, and it also makes me feel good to get tipped if y'all enjoy the content. Let's see. It gives me a little zing. But I really, like, I'm knitting scarves for them and stuff. Like, I have a really soft spot for 1 year after my dad died. And my dad had a post office box full of bills that my mom didn't know about. And there were some things wrong with her house and stuff, and she renovated it. And anyway, it was bad. She almost lost her house and everything. And we had to go through, it was like when I was 18, I believe. Yeah, it was the first winter after my dad died. And we had to go through a winter without heat. And it was bad. And so, well, again, we had a home and stuff like that, and a lot better than most people have. Like, I just have a soft spot for people that are cold during the winter. So anyway, that's why I do the knitting scarves, and why when I saw Project Linus, I was like, I want to do that. Anyway, so so the masturbation video, when did that get out? Because I've not seen that. She claims Code recorded her. How? I agree, Payne. I cannot. Only thing, I did lose my temper today in Maria's chat and said something to Teresa that she had a very foul and offensive mouth that was made more offensive by her haircut. So that I did resort to looks at that point. And, you know, her haircut is not something she can't change. Haircuts are changeable. So it wasn't me. That's typically I don't resort to looks. I think it's tacky and common and just a low blow when there's so many other things I could say, but I just, not my finest hour. So, oh, thank you, April Rain. You're so good to me. All of you guys are. Thank you. It gives me like a little, I love it. And I love doing something good for cold people and everything. Thank you, April. Mia's mommy, that chat was intense too. I put a couple of fuck offs in there to Mims too, because Mims, you can fuck right off. You don't even know me, and you have said horrible things about me just because someone with a B filter told you not to like me, and you can't think for yourself, and you have a trashy mouth, and you're just a nasty bitch. Merry Christmas. Let's raise charity money for cold children. And for Mims to get some extensions or maybe some gel to even like, I don't know, just a little flip up or something. Mims, like, who the hell do you think you are? Anyway, so I don't know how old is Code? Merry Christmas, go fuck yourself. Yeah. That's not what I'm gonna say in the message to the Linus project. That might be the card I send to Mims. Hi Wanda and bye Wanda. But yeah, I was feeling a little feisty today, and Mims just came in there at the right time, and I didn't like that, and she was scolding people for going real life. Anyway, Mims needs to eat some makeup so she'll be pretty on the inside. So I don't know how Code would have recorded Britters masturbating unless they were in the same room. Do they live close to each other? Don't know a lot about Code or some of these MobTube men. I know that they're very angry, aggressive men and very passionate men about their causes. Thank you, MimsyTX. You're awesome. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, y'all are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yay. Mims was fighting with Amzy yesterday, so I guess it's in the air. Well, everyone has a good throwdown with Amzy now and then. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate all of y'all for watching. Anyone who donates, anyone who cares what I have to say, I appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Screen recorded it. So, well, still, I mean, you would know there was a possibility somebody would do that if you were doing that for them. I know you wanted to make yourself look like a victim of revenge porn by releasing your video. Where would one release that? Because I mean, where would you release that? Supposedly there was some sort of, like a Kim Kardashian thing. People are paying for it? Well, you go, Britters, if people are paying for that. So you were going above and beyond sexting with Code, shaking my GD head, girl. Let it go. Last thing, do you have a response about the flea? And I guess they're talking about D. Everyone knows that she took the video of herself and sent it to. How old is Code? Does anyone know that? Someone said she was asking JM's wife, who is a nurse, about certain sexually transmitted diseases. Britters was? Her kids were in the bed with her while she was taking this, it says. Exactly, and that's some seriously questionable behavior. Britters had a flea. Guys, stop it. You guys are fucking with me again. No. No one did a... It is kind of a weird time for you to enter, Gina Marie. No one did a... I'm not putting that out there for Britters. It must have been a mole or something if someone saw something. No one had a flea on their vagina and sent out a masturbation. And you would think surely the person watching, guys know, would be like, hey girl, like, got a little something right there. So next post. Perception. Notice a lot of YouTube creators returning to doing lives on Insta. Nice. You realize you were being watched. Fine. Girl, stop it. Stop it, guys. I think that you guys make up stories for me. I think Anna and Maria are particularly bad about it. Today they were going to make up some other bullshit about Sly is on the run, changing addresses because she's afraid for her life. The other night it was the sock story, and now you guys are telling me this crap. And I think sometimes you guys just want me to look dumb. And if someone was watching her do this in live time, I would hope that they would say, hey, scooch that off or we're gonna get off that topic. And if Britters, if you're watching, come in here and if you want to talk about that, and because I'm not gonna put that on you. That anyway, is anyone saying that this is the truth actually seen this video? And if so, you've got some explaining yourself to do. It's like running into somebody in a real dirty section of the porn store. So perception. You know, notice a lot. Jindy or how do you pronounce that? If you could do that phonetically for me in the chat. I think you are Anne or Maria that are fucking with me. So Sly thinks she has a hit out on her, so she's changing residences. Apparently there's a lot of that going on because Jen is scared too. Jen D, thank you. Anne and Maria saw it. Well, what were they doing watching that trash? So notice a lot of YouTube creators returning to do lives on Insta. Nice. You realize you're being watched. Finally, that cracks me up. Bullying only lasts so long before you get over the rift of it. I'm putting this link in here for when Daddy's disappointment gets her butt in here to talk about some actual hot Jada Pinkett type topics instead of just this, instead of Britter's vagina that I'm talking about. Merry Christmas, kids. So anyway, okay. So bullying only lasts so long before. Yes, that's what I said earlier. I'm like, is Sly living in a safe house with Colby? So, guys, I'm going to have to stop reading the comments about let's get off of Britter's vagina unless it's in here to defend itself. Notice a lot of YouTube. Anyway, instead of content of true crime or what the hell ever, you stick to talking about each other. Get over it. I have noticed that, and I think that some of them have lost their channels temporarily or something. And I might after the content of this. So this one, all caps. Jules, I'm gonna read it in all caps. STFU saying that she doesn't know what she's going on with Amber, but she was in your IG live. You are such a PAB. She was clicking in and out. Wow, Jules, you are such a fucking fake. So someone says, I heard Mims also announced she was deleting her CJY account. Her CJY account. What is that? Because she's over, her cancel John Yates account. She has a whole account for that. Because she is over the canceling of John Yates because there is no point. Is that true? Wow, she is following suit. What a PAB. She doesn't know what happened, but knows Johnny Crack and Glenn Crack were blocked. Seen 7 people on panel, but doesn't know what happened. What the hell? I don't know what happened. Amber lost subs and any credibility whatsoever on YouTube in just a few days for lying and crawling back up JY's ass. Mims was always a half-ass cancel JY, but Jules currently has a lot of team cancel JY subs. If Jules flips along with Mims, I love the speculating. It's like a chess game. This is what I like about covering this stuff. If Jules flips along with Mims, I don't think she will get subs back. Mims will never have a productive or lucrative haircut in her, it doesn't say that, productive or lucrative YouTube channel. Too much drama and doesn't stand for anything. Jules shakes off the flip-floppers and Jules shake off the flip-floppers and read the chats. Anne and Maria's, where Mims is befriending subs that trash you ruthlessly. Get it together. JY will always be trash. Then someone said, okay, what did happen? I'm lost. So someone said, Amber sent the JY bloody armpit to Bombshell to intimidate her, saying, look what she made another creator do. So she's saying Bombshell made JY do that? Then she called out because people recognized it as JY. So she was saying it was not, she was using it and saying, Amber sent the JY bloody armpit to Bombshell to intimidate her, saying, look what she made another creator do. Trying to get Bomb not to talk about her. Then she got called out because people recognized it as JY. She then had JY come into the chat and say that she claimed it was her arm. Good evening, people. What was bad, Maria? And if it's Britters vajayjay, I think we should get off that topic unless you have actually seen it, which you have some explaining for yourself to do if that's the case. Hi, Johnny Mac. She claimed it was hers. We're talking about the arm, not the vagina at this point. Hi. Okay, here we go. So, she then had JY come onto her stream. Maria, this is one of those times you and Anne make up all this shit for me all the time. So Amber was crying on stream saying, you did me as mommy, you told me, saying that she is done. People went nuts because they can't believe she defended JY. Now the B doesn't have the balls to speak out against Amber. Yeah, Maria, why are you looking at porn? Well, Maria's looking at it. Never mind. I'm going to get off that topic. Let's see. J Mac and Maria are good now. They're friends. They probably exchanged nudes already. Okay, so somebody said, oh, wow, that is some real crap right there. Of course, the B won't speak up. She is a pussy and scared. She stands for nothing and claims to nothing she claims to stand for. Someone says, is there a live copy of that floating around anywhere? Someone said, I'll have to look around. She deletes her channel. So not sure. Oh, they're talking about the Amber thing, not the vagina thing. Okay, so now the next one. We have audio. I didn't say Christmas cards. I said nudes, the YouTube handshake. So this next one says CM has declared World War III on Maria, and we have audio.
CM is in D's room bashing Maria. You don't even know what bashing looks like.
Oh, thank you.
You don't even know what bashing looks like yet.
Daddy's disappointment.
Brenna was doing.
Hi.
One second, we'll be done with this clip here.
You can bet your ass World War III has just begun, and I never lose. Ever. Ask anybody that knows me. I never lose. Say this, Brenda.
I don't like how CM refers to himself in the third person. I cannot Lily can't stand it when people refer to themselves in the third person. Wow. So hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
I'm
How are
here.
you?
I'm back in the closet.
Well, that's good. Get out of the closet, girl. It's
Well, I was trying to find a place in the house that had like better lighting, but there's fluorescent lighting all around this house and it makes the Botox shine.
Is that what that is?
Yes, when you get Botox in your forehead and you start seeing like the shine, like you can see it right here.
I always keep putting more powder
the
on my
Botox
forehead. I thought it
shine.
was oily. I didn't know that.
No, it's from your Botox. And
Well,
it was really bad in the other room, so I'm like, I'm going in the closet again.
Well, we were just discussing, and I know you don't get into the trash talk, but apparently there's a video of Britters floating around pleasuring herself, and people are saying that she has a flea on her vagina, and I refuse to believe that because I'm not going to put that out there on her. And you would think whoever she was doing that for, because I'm not against that if you're having sexy time with someone or whatever, and you want to do that for someone that you're, seeing in that way. But I would hope that someone would be like, hey, get that off of it, move it
I have
around.
not seen this video, but everybody has their own kink. And, I've said multiple times, don't send nudes, sell them.
Well, there was something. Somebody said that they heard that she got some money for it, and if that is the case, then good for her. And maybe the kink was he requested the butt. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that if Britters is not, or her vagina is not here to defend themselves.
Yeah, I'm not going to kink shame. If that's what she did, that's what she did. If someone requested the presence of a insect, then everybody has their different thing. I mean, hey, it was hot when Britney Spears walked around with a snake around her. What's a
There's all kinds
days?
of. You're talking to somebody who ran Tracy's OnlyFans. There's a lot of weirdos out there.
There is. That's why it's like, hey, everybody has their own kink.
You would not believe what some of the people wanted. And a lot of people wanted to see her smoking a cigarette while doing things for some reason, which was interesting to me.
That is interesting.
It was a big request that she be doing stuff and smoking.
I wonder if it's an oral thing.
I don't know. She was like, is it okay if I vape? I was like, I don't think it's the same effect. I think they want the cigarette. I don't know.
I mean, long before we knew the problematic, like the health problems that, cigarettes would bring, cigarettes was sexy. Women would smoke cigarettes and it would give the appearance of sex appeal. So maybe people were still thinking of that, or maybe people still think of that. Look, everybody's into different things.
It was just a big request that she do so and so and so and so, and also be smoking a cigarette.
See, with my experience, I always get the Jessica Rabbit.
Are you on OnlyFans?
I don't have an OnlyFans, but I have no idea why you would want Jessica Rabbit.
Why would you think that?
Right?
I've never really gotten any requests. I guess I get the I went to Catholic school, so I've gotten the can you put your uniform back on type thing before.
See, that's creepy. The ibophilia with that is creepy to me.
That is creepy.
There's pedophilia and ibophilia, where pedophile is children and ibophilia is, children who started puberty. So if we were to get technical with it, it's ibophilia and like Epstein and all that stuff, where they were ibophilia.
Making fun of me. Who is making fun of you, Patrick? I don't know if any of this pertains to you.
Oh, did Patrick want the flea?
Are you the flea, Patrick?
Right. Does plankton from SpongeBob make you aroused?
A furry.
Oh, I've done. There was a time where I was online dating. I'm a single girl. I enjoy having fun, and I was getting a lot of messages from men. Very sexually explicit messages. Like online dating is a chore sometimes, and you sometimes.
Oh my God, it is.
It really is. You got to do the work.
I mean, a lot of it is just immediately, can I see you naked?
Right. Or do you like it up the butt?
Yeah. What's your favorite? Like, hello, how are you? What's your favorite sexual position? It's like
exactly. Does the carpets match the drapes?
I cannot stand an unsolicited, or when I was doing online before I met my husband, I swore I would never do online dating again. I was like, never ever again. And then I did, and I met him, and he wasn't like that, which is, why
I've had some good experience and I have some stories.
Oh,
The stories are always the fun ones. But when I was trying online dating a long time ago, and I would get a lot of sexually explicit messages. And so I decided I was going to change I opened a new online dating profile as a furry. And I wrote down everybody's name who sent me, the explicit messages. And I looked them up and sent them messages from this furry account. And it's like this skunk dressed in lingerie. It's really, I should send you the pictures. No, it wasn't me. It was something I just Googled. And I messaged them, do you ever get aroused when Bug Bunny dresses as a woman? That line from Wayne's World. Within 30 minutes, my account was deactivated for not being who I appear to be and faking an account. So what I learned with that was men can message me asking me explicit questions about, my orifices, but I can't pretend I'm a skunk in lingerie asking a question about a cartoon.
That's insane.
Yeah, I thought it was the craziest thing. Like, they complained. They were upset that I made them that uncomfortable that they like reported my account. It was taken down, and now I can't ever go on Plenty of Fish again.
That's crazy, because men have asked me some of the most offensive questions.
Right, and we're supposed to just accept it, like, oh, okay. And then when you're offended or you stick up for yourself, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you.
No.
You're the prude.
But I hate it when they were like, oh, or they would be like, and then I would find myself trying to be like, oh, it's a little too soon and stuff, when they're being like just directly rude. Because then if you're like, hey, don't talk to me like that, all of a sudden you hate sex and dirty pillows and all that stuff. But it's like, we just met, like, we've said hello.
Right. Yeah.
3 text messages, and then you're going to be like, I'm a prude if I don't want to talk to you about my bra size or my favorite position or something like that.
3 text messages and boom, here's my dick. And it's just like, wow, that's cute.
I didn't ask to see your junk.
Right. Like, that doesn't impress. Do you want to see the other ones I have? We can trade, they're like trading cards.
Online dating is terrible. I would not recommend it, but it's pretty much, I had gotten to a point where I wanted to date again, and being direct.
Well, you're a woman, you're a natural woman. You should want to date. You should want that activity. But in all honesty, with me being a single woman, I prefer online dating versus going to the bar, because I've had more situations happen to me at the bar with drunk men than I have online. All right, so a guy told me he wants to lick my spokes online. Big deal. My spokes.
What are your spokes?
That's my butthole.
Oh, I've not heard that term.
Spokes like a bite.
Got it. Thank you. Clear as day. Got it.
Oh my God.
Somebody said being direct is not rude. It is a little rude to send a picture of your penis to a female who has not asked for it, I think.
Is B staff a man or a woman?
I don't know. I have a feeling a man.
Define direct, B staff. So, yeah, like, if a man wants to message me, like, let me lick your spokes, that's a lot different than a man grabbing my chest at a bar, which has happened, So I have been accosted at a bar or fondled at a bar without my permission. And so I'm like, all right, this is discouraging, but it's not the grossest thing that has happened to me. So and it's sad that I have to take this approach to it when, men should just act right.
He's saying if they're just trying to have sex with you is being direct. And I guess that is true, but it's just like, is that what every guy just wants? Just to have sex with you?
Okay, so if a man just wants to have sex with me, sending me his penis isn't going to be the way to do it. Like, if he gets creative with it, like put a top hat and put a monocle on the urethra, like, cool. Like, can you put that penis in a dozen roses? Like, make it creative, and I might have the attention. Make me laugh. But just saying, like, hey, here's my dick, let's fuck. Sorry.
Or if you want to have, if you want to have sex with me, you can offer to take me out for a glass of wine.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't even get that far, because like, just tell me your motives? Are you going to wine and dine me, or do you just want to succeed? Is this going to be a business call for me, or is this going to be a pleasure? Let me know where we're going, because I could go either which way. I disappointed my daddy a long time ago.
No, hold on. Okay, let's not get totally crude here. Not you, D-Staff
I
here.
know. I saw the word wet, and I was like, here we go. Suddenly someone thinks that my vagina is
Well,
like
this is a
freaking
great
raging
transition
waters.
from Britter's vagina to this conversation.
Hey, I'm gonna support her journey. Whatever she wants to do, Britters. My only advice is to sell them, not send them. You have
That's
the
great
power.
advice.
You just need to learn how to market yourself. Because me, I was the girl with crooked teeth and acne, and now it's like, okay.
You have beautiful teeth. You have veneers.
Nope, they're real.
You have really good teeth.
Thank you.
But yeah, and with Tracy's OnlyFans, like it was just, and I think for her, because I think it was because she had kind of a recognizable name, because I've seen other girls that were pretty girls try to do the OnlyFans thing, and it's like you can get nudes for free on Tinder or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, all this stuff. So I think you have to have some kind of niche, but people were, you know, they had some very specific requests, and it's like, you know, why shouldn't she make money if she's comfortable doing that? Like, why is it? There's no reason she shouldn't make money doing that kind of thing.
As long as it's safe, sane, and consensual.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Not a damn thing. But yeah, I mean, they would spend like sometimes, I mean, the amount of money that we made when she was really active at it in 3 or 4 months was an insane amount of money. And it was very easy money. And it was like, and they just, you know, I'm like, they want you to, you know, play with yourself, say their name, and smoke a cigarette. It's like, okay. And then would send me the video.
It's like having the experience.
Yeah. It was, let's see. Fancy Feast said, yeah, but once nudes get on the internet, no getting. Yeah, and that's a consequence you have to live. If you're going to do that kind of thing, you have to be prepared for that. I mean,
you just got to be able to, like, all right, they're there. I mean,
yeah. You caught me.
Yeah, caught me with my pants down.
Like knock off literally all of it.
Right.
Hi, Secret Treasures.
Just hope your angles are good.
For OnlyFans for Cougars. I'm sure if you sign up for Maria, are you trying to participate?
Excuse me as I say this, but Maria, if you just crochet topless, I'm sure you'll get some money.
Yeah.
Everybody has a kink. You just sit in a chair with some rainy glasses and crochet.
Oh my God, I have my knitting right here. That's not a bad.
There you go. There is your market. There's your market right there.
Because I'm telling you, Maria, if you're wanting to sign up for your own page and you need an agent, I have some experience and we can get you on there. And she's right, doing anything like that. Like I knew this, I'm not going to say her name. There was this one girl that I was a friend of Tracy's that I was kind of trying to get to. People accused me of being a pimp. I was not being a pimp. Anyway, I was good at managing this OnlyFans thing. And I was like, and she was very into God and stuff. I was like, if you read Bible verses and like, you don't have to get naked, read them in negligee, like say, like in a sexy way, like men would go crazy for it. Like there is just a niche for everything.
I mean, I knew mine was the whole Jessica Rabbit thing. So I worked on that.
What do you mean you worked on that? Where did you work on that? Were you
what do you mean? Well, I mean, that was how I marketed myself was with the red hair and, you know.
You said last time we talked, you had done sex work before, right? Like an escort thing. So you did like the red hair and no.
No, I was a dom.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right. But, you know, people see doms as these women in like leather and spanking and stuff like that, but that wasn't necessarily like I would dress up and then, you know, they would have their
Maria has a name for her page already.
See, that's just the hard part. Maria, go market yourself.
Maria, we'll talk after this. We can get this set up this evening. And I already have some pictures of you that Carlos sent me. So we've got some stuff covered. We've already got content.
Maria just needs to start learning how to crochet penises, and that's all she needs to do is just crochet
I
penises
think
topless.
it would be more of because and a lot of guys when I was doing when I was on Tinder, I realized there were a lot of guys that are into older women now. Like I don't know if that's always been a thing, but hold on, I dropped my knitting needle. Got me in the mood to knit here. That like it's a different. I don't know. It's just a different thing. There was a lot of. I guess that's a fetish.
I mean, I am a woman of particular age, and I do get a lot of young ones, in my DMs.
I think women of a particular age that keep themselves up very well and stuff, and you can tell. And I'm kind of the same way. I feel like when I dress, I show my boobs a little bit. I like to go for the big hair. Like I don't really do the natural look that well. You know what I mean? Like that's not. I like to look like a Barbie doll or what. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not necessarily.
Yeah, I like to look. I like to look a particular way. I like to wear makeup. I like to have like my hair done. I like to wear tank tops. It's just how I feel feminine and how I feel beautiful. So
Maria's telling me to look at my DMs. God only knows what's there. Maria, is this going to be our first picture? Says Maria, send a photo. Ah! Okay, Maria, we'll go with that. If you can get topless behind this would be.
Don't forget the glasses. Don't forget the granny glasses. And you got this.
Did you really make that, Maria? Because this could be a whole thing. And if we can get Britters to do something with this, we can have a whole market here.
We just need creativity. That's it.
That's what you need, yeah. Let me ask, hey babe. Yeah. If you were to subscribe to a page on OnlyFans, what would you want the woman to be doing? He doesn't want to answer.
Ironically, like not a lot of men wanted sexual favors. Not that was part of the agreement. I mean, they kind of had like to explore other sides of their sexuality that they weren't really comfortable with. But sometimes they just wanted to have conversations, and it was like, wait, hold on.
That's kind of, so is that when you were a dom, they wanted to do that?
Yeah, sometimes they just wanted to have conversations and explore things that they were repressing or afraid that they were going to be outcasted for liking these certain things, and so it's like
I think sex workers do a lot of therapy.
It was sort of a therapy in a weird way, and I wouldn't say in a weird way, in a therapeutic way where it was like, this is okay, this is and for me, the therapy side of me, I felt like I was like working through trauma.
Yeah.
Sometimes when somebody did want to be spanked or told they were a little bitch, I got to get that anger out from like all the men that have hurt me in the past, because like who doesn't have some sort of trauma in their life? And I felt like that was giving me the power. And so I was able to work it through it in a weird way.
So when you were a dom, did you actually have sex with people, or do you just
No, which is weird. I mean, I was expecting it, but it kind of just fell into, they wanted to wear panties and they wanted to be dog walked, or, a lot of like.
It's a lot of powerful men too, right?
It was a lot of cops and people with jobs of authority.
This is what I'm telling you. I really want you to watch the documentary. Don't pick up the phone, and I would love for you to discuss it with me, because I can't tell you more about it, but you just said another thing that rang the bell on that. You'll be amazed, because you're very interested on your podcast and stuff. You talk a lot about sex work and the history of it and feminism and stuff.
Which is why.
And tell us the name of it again.
Madam's Hoes and Gigolos, which is why I did like I was doing sex work, and I mean, cast the judgment on me. I was a single mom raising 2 kids. My daughter wanted to go to college. What was I going to do? Wait, this man wants to pay me a certain amount of money to spank him and call him a little bitch? Okay.
Right.
So it just, I never had a big clientele. I was very conservative when it came to that, but I've had my experiences, and
So were you
it
in a,
helps.
like, was it a place people came to, or did you just advertise on a website and they came to your house, or was it like
Ironically enough, they would come to me on dating websites.
on what?
On dating websites. A lot of it was on, I believe
But was it like a, like you see like an establishment, I'm saying, that they would come into and like sign in?
No,
Okay.
no,
So
it
where
was
would you meet them? Like
a
at their house?
it was a
a hotel
room. It
room?
was a hotel room with an agreement, and I always made sure that they were safe, sane, and sober.
And did you have somebody that you would call if something went wrong?
There was the room next door.
So were you ever in a situation where you felt like something went wrong, was going to go wrong? That's great.
No. And, I mean, of course, there's always the risk, because there is risk to sex work. But no, I never, these were some of the nicest men I had ever met, that I almost felt bad. Like, no, I don't want to call you these names, because they've treated me nicer than men I've welcomed into my life.
Are you in contact with any of them still?
No.
What is
business is business.
What is the weirdest request you ever got?
How about the weirdest thing I ever told them and they obliged?
Okay.
I made somebody jizz on their Rolex.
You made somebody what?
Finish on their Rolex.
On their Rolex. Oh my God.
Yeah. This definitely took a little turn from where we were expecting to go.
I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but since we're talking about stuff like this, I hope my, anyway, I had an ex-boyfriend that wanted me to pee on him. And that was not something I was totally comfortable with, but he very much wanted that. And I didn't really understand. Did you ever have anybody request that?
No. And not that I would even be against it. Is it safe? Is it sane? Is it consensual? Okay. What's the problem?
Right.
So
did you have so what we were originally going to talk about, we were talking about like what women weaponize against each other, and that like people in this community where we watch and stuff too, where they're like, if you're of a certain age, I cannot stand it when women are like, well, at least I have a man or something like that. And it's like, that's not necessarily a prize all the time. Just because you have a man doesn't mean that you have a prize.
No. A man I am responsible for taking care of and elevating myself. My self-worth is dependent on who I am as a person, not who the man is next to me. So it's my job to take care of myself and, invest in myself. The man who is next to me, if there is one, is just a reflection of me. In my eyes.
And I feel like a lot of people ask me, and I've even had people in real life ask me, and I've had people go on me on the internet like, well, she doesn't even have children. And then sometimes people, like, one of the first things they'll ask me in real life, do you have kids? And it's like, no. And then they look at me like, oh, what's wrong or something. And it's like, nothing's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a health problem or something like that.
You've just made the conscious decision of not having children.
I can barely take care of myself. Are you kidding me? Like, I cannot imagine. And I don't enjoy children that much. I have like my nieces and nephews that I love. I enjoy my friends' children's, and so I enjoy, and I thought maybe at some point I might purchase an attractive, well-behaved child. But I cannot imagine just like being that selfless. I just can't.
I feel like purchasing a well-behaved child is along the lines of like adopting a husband.
And attractive.
So maybe you did.
Also attractive. And
I mean, so my children are grown.
Okay, is this person messing with us? What do you think about this statement?
Having a husband is key to a family in safety. My husband was an abuser. He didn't keep our family safe. So it's not always the husband keeping us safe.
That is very
There's-
true.
there's
I
your
was
answer.
kidding, obviously, when I said purchase a child. Obviously, I was kidding. So do you feel like people weaponize the fact that you are not married?
I feel like when I hear it kind of makes me cringe because it's like, where are
What
we?
is this?
Like,
Mm,
you picked the wrong man. Yeah, you know what? I did. I picked plenty of wrong men. And those decisions have helped define and grow me as a responsible, independent woman. So every wrong man I picked elevated me to a higher level. And I have no regrets in picking any of those men.
yeah, I agree. Well, I have some regrets, but that's a great way to think of that.
Right. I mean,
Absolutely.
a lot can be said behind an avatar. So,
I said amen, sister.
thanks, D-bitch.
And then it's just women, like, I cannot stand the going for other women's looks in this community. I made a comment about a very mean woman's haircut today that has a very foul mouth, and I said it was more offensive because of her haircut, but that's about as nasty as a haircut's something you can fix. And it's not, I don't like it when women go for other women's looks, because that's just a very low common thing to go for, in my opinion. And if you don't like, it's very juvenile. If you don't like someone, go for something besides their looks. People, and I just can't stand that. It's a pet peeve of mine.
It is very juvenile, and I was always made fun of because, like, I'm a redhead. Redheads were weird looking in school, you know, gingers are weird. And so I was always picked on growing up. And then, you know, going into my high school phase, I had really bad skin and bad teeth, and half of them were missing out of my mouth before the dental surgery. And so I know what it was like to be ugly and to be teased and ridiculed in those defining moments of your life. You know, like, you want to feel pretty when you're in high school, and like, here I am going to prom with my best friend's brother because nobody asked me.
High school is a terrible time, and being in this community on YouTube is not much better sometimes.
You know, I have to agree with that. I do have to agree that the communities are
Chelsea.
much better sometimes.
You know, there's a lot, and I don't know one woman that is totally secure with her looks. And it also amazes me that I've had liposuction, and it amazes me there's a lot of women in this community that have had weight loss, augmentation, or surgery that make fun of other women for being fat. And it's like, how dare you? You know how that makes you feel. Like, I had liposuction.
Right.
It was not cheap, and it was not a totally pleasant experience. I obviously had it because it bothered me. So if you had it too, you know it bothered you to look that way, that
Right.
you were willing to spend the time and the money and the health things to do it. And how dare you make fun of someone for being fat? Like, that's insane.
Right, but how is fat a bad thing? Like, I know beautiful women who are of a particular size. I am a woman of particular size myself. I'm plus size, you know, but like, my waistline doesn't define me, just like other people's waistlines don't define them. It's the person who's saying those remarks and tearing somebody else down. That's where the side eye goes, you know.
I feel like you go for looks when you don't have anything else to intelligently
Oh,
say.
I think so too. I absolutely agree too. Like, you know, there's a lot of things people can say when you know somebody, and when you know somebody and you can say these valid arguments about their character, you know, then they're valid arguments, and it's a legitimate beef if they've hurt you in some way, shape, or form. But if you look at someone and just say, oh, well, I don't like her hair. Her hair is ugly, you know, which I've heard a lot growing up. And, you know, it's...
Your hair is lovely.
Thank you. It's actually not this color.
I've had issues with my hair too. I've also been told that I look in this community like John Wayne Gacy, which is that gets me a little self-conscious, because I'm self-conscious about my under eye circles, always have been.
I've
And
never even noticed under eye circles, and I'm sorry people say that to you.
that's just, and
terrible.
it's like, and the people saying that, it's like, I could retaliate with some things, but I don't, because it's mean, and it's,
You know what you should do? Take your power back and just do a stream about John Wayne Gacy.
and what a sex symbol he is. How hot he is.
Maybe not the sex symbol part.
She dropped. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It went black for a minute.
Thank you, Payne.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought my earbuds died. Damn.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you, but my earbuds died.
We can hear you good though. But yeah, like I'm not exactly skinny myself, but I've found, especially when I started online dating again before I met my husband, like that a lot of men don't want super skinny women anymore. Oh my gosh.
Hold on, I'm having technical problems.
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
D-Staff said go to the gym. I do go to the gym, D-Staff. I do. I actually run 3 miles 4 times a week. If you ever want to race or anything and do agility tech, I'm here for you.
Wonder what D-Staff looks like.
Right?
And being skinny does not equate to being healthy.
Right. No, I'm very athletic.
And there's a lot of men that enjoy a curvy woman, and I like having curves. I do.
Jessica had curves.
Jessica Rabbit did. So did Marilyn Monroe. So like if Marilyn Monroe were to be an actress today, she would be considered plus size, and that's insane. It's gotten bad, and it's bad for women to just shame other women.
Uh-oh, what happened? I'm
sick.
sick.
I think is trolling us. I don't know who that is.
I mean, it takes a real douchebag to get on like a stream where women are talking about their insecurities and supporting each other and be like, we'll go to the fucking gym. Come on.
Oh, and don't have any social media. Oh.
Nor have social medias. He is exactly, I don't want to assume they're gender. They are exactly the problem with society and why we are so hard on ourselves and each other.
We are, and there are a lot of women that just go right to, I just cannot stand that. Well, at least I have a man or something. Well, good for you. How's that going for you? Because you're online talking about how your man's been sexting with Amzi or Britters or whatever, like in this community, it's like, well, you have a man, but good for you. Like,
I mean, I would much rather, I'm comfortable single. I'm happy single. I mean, would I like a man to come and keep me warm on these cold nights? Yes. However, it's not
an asset, not a liability.
I'm okay with that. But once upon a time, I did have a man and it didn't end well. And I would have been the person. I'm not the person I am now. Stop being victims. All right. You're right. I'm going to be the survivor. So to me, I feel like the situations I went through have elevated me and created me to be the person I am. I'm successful in my career. I, have put 2 kids through college. I raised them on my own. I'm a single woman, and I have been a single woman for almost 20 years. And so when women are saying, well, you don't have a man, you're just a piece of shit. It's like, am I though?
If I wanted the kind of man you had, I could probably have him.
Right. Everything I have, I did myself. It's my name on my mortgage. It's my name on my car. Everything I have, I did.
There's no reason for you to have, why do you have sympathy for my husband? Because of what Jules is doing? Because other than that, there's no reason to have sympathy for my husband. But if it's because of what Jules is doing, you might want to have sympathy for her.
D-Staff 6 foot. Of course it's perfect. He's 6 foot fit.
Yeah, good for you. He said, I never said, no one's kicking you out, D-Staff. We're responding. We've not said anything wrong or disrespectful to you either. Lord, what was I going to talk about next? I was getting distracted. So, do you think you ever would get married again? Can you hear me? Do you think you ever would get married again? Uh-oh. Hold on, we can kind of hear her. We can't hear you.
Is off.
There you
Sorry,
go.
my earphones keep going in and out, and I don't know what's happening because the battery's dying. So I'm going to blame D-Staff for this one. This is D-Staff's fault.
Maybe we have a love connection. Maybe D-Staff is flirting with you.
Well, Chubby is the new hubby, so if he's 6 foot fit, I'm not interested.
So what do you think? Do you ever see yourself getting married again?
It's not a priority. If it happens, it happens. And if it happens, it'll probably be like a quick wedding at a fucking courthouse. But it's not a priority. Like, my life isn't, I need to get married. My life is, I need to put more stamps on my passport. My life is,
Oh my God, yes.
My life is, I need to find.
No one is not retaking responsibility of their health and weight. No one is not I don't understand where you're getting that from. Go ahead.
In honor of D-Staff, I'm going to stop by like a Jack in the Box or a Del Taco or a Chick-fil-A, and I'm going to shove my face in the greasiest fucking burger. And I'm
on OnlyFans, and people will do it naked, and people will pay.
Yes, they will.
Watch you do it.
And I'm going to be like, this is just for D-Staff.
D-Staff. Get it.
D-Staff. Be like the Beast in Beauty and the Beast eating a bowl of like porridge or whatever. This is for you, D-Staff.
So what is the worst online date you've ever been on?
Oh, Jesus. You know, I would have to like have a memory triggered, because at the end of the day, not the one where he brought me the dildo. That was pretty bad. And I think that's the problem with me telling him that I have been a sex worker, is then they think they can take it to the next level right away. Like, oh, she's.
No, you did share that with them. That might be why. Yeah.
Right. And so now I've got to pick and choose when I say, hey, by the way, I used to paddle some men. So I think that might have been it. But yeah, that one was pretty bad.
That's I went on a date, and my first clue would have been that I agreed to meet him at Ruby Tuesdays. No offense to Ruby Tuesdays, but it's not an impressive restaurant. And he was selling, I want to say, tree frogs or something. He didn't try to sell one to me, but this is something that he did. Like, he and his brother had a whole room for, like, I know whatever type of frog this is, I can tell you their mating habits, the colors they change, how much they cost, how to take care of them. Like, he talked about was it a tree frog, or I'm surprised it may have had a more complex name, but and I'm sitting there just downing we got a picture of something and I'm just downing it. So he's probably thinking I'm a total alcoholic, but I'm like, why would you think I would want to sit here and talk about frogs all night? And that was pretty bad.
Did you ask him if he liked it when women riveted during foreplay?
I didn't. I wish I had.
Does he think foreplay is riveting?
But I mean, he would say, like, it just came, well, Chelsea, I will try to find his number for you. it just kind of came up as like, talking like, what do you do? And he's like, I raise these kind of frogs. And I'm like, oh, and then it was like, all of a sudden it was like Encyclopedia Britannica about this type of frog, which I was not interested in.
I feel like I might get that nerdy, especially to you in our DMs when it comes to sex history.
No, but that's interesting. Frogs are not interesting.
Okay.
I love hearing sex history stuff. Like that's totally my jam. I'm really into Anne Boleyn and the Tudors and that kind of sex history stuff. And like I'm into all of it. And yeah, but I'm not into frogs. And I don't know a lot of girls, and I don't think that I was giving off the like. I mean, I think I was sitting there like, at no point was I like, tell me more, And
what was that Hello Kitty frog? Karaoke?
I don't know that frog.
Like
it was not one he sold because that I would have been more interested in that because I kind of like Hello Kitty, or I did. But yeah, and then we left, and then I just didn't call him again. And then I went out. God, there have been some bad ones.
I feel like it gets pretty bad beforehand. I won't go out with them. Like if they refer to themselves as an alpha, they're automatically out for me.
Yeah. If they, what else? If they, I don't know, there were certain things that, and this, not because I drink, people are going to say I'm saying this because I do drink, but if they tell me that they don't drink, they were out for me because that means there's a legal reason you don't drink. Like you've had too many DUIs, you've had something, and I don't want to be your babysitter. And so that would be an out for me.
I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't like alcohol. I don't like the feel of alcohol. I don't drink. It's not that I've never been arrested. I wouldn't even be able to have my job if I was ever.
I've never been arrested. It's just in my experience online, it's because there is a judge has ordered men not to drink because they've crashed several vehicles or done something like that. And that was just my experience with that. But if it was someone who legit just did not enjoy it, like there were some, I don't necessarily go for the right type of man all the time. And I can't hear you. Here. No. I heard a click.
Pop in and pop out at the worst moments, and then I freeze looking like this. Just like, I look up and I see that, and I'm just like, damn. I hope D-Staff doesn't see that because he's just gonna drill me. But yeah, so I totally missed everything you said as I was fighting with my AirPod.
I was just saying, usually in my, because I don't always necessarily have had the best picker when it came to men. Like I go for cute and funny, and that's not necessarily responsible and stable all the time. So
I'm going to admit defeat and put my earpods away, and hopefully they'll stop clicking off. So sorry as I walk through.
That's okay.
Of walking around bad angles.
Oh,
Such a talent to get these angles.
There you go.
They're put away, so they should stop playing, turning on and off.
So do you actively date now? Do you date a couple different people, or do you?
I'm seeing somebody and enjoying my time. That's why men in your family to vet the men you date.
You're just a stupid woman and probably couldn't.
No, I don't like my dad's type of men, like your father and your brothers. Hello, have you not noticed my name? Also, my dad really enjoyed my ex-husband. So no, your points, you're not making them. I can appreciate the effort and thank you for the advice, D staff, but
It's not.
yeah.
That's so
Right.
But if you don't have, I mean, I'm not going to have anyone else choose the person I'm with. I will choose them. And I definitely don't need, because I'm a dumb woman, for a man to help me pick. No, D staff. Like, I do feel like you might be Cody from Sister Wives. And I'm just, whatever girl that gets you is going to be a very,
Lucky Robin.
lucky Robin. There you go. I was watching Sister Wives today. I know the gossip going on behind like the scenes, but I hadn't actually watched all of it. And my God, like they should just change the show to Everybody Hates Cody. Like the name of, I mean, it's there.
Little bit I catch, because I don't watch that much TV. The little bit I do catch, he is an insufferable twat.
He's terrible.
He is.
Yeah, and now did you know all of them have left him except for Robin?
Yeah. D Steph's gonna find himself a great Robin.
He is a great Robin that will until Robin gets a little chunky like she has and is not the hot one anymore. He's gonna tell her to go to the gym.
Why settle for Robin when you can have a Christine?
There you go. I like Christine a lot. And I love how when they're talking and Cody is just going apeshit, Christine's like, well, do you really think that's necessary? Like, I think we should do it this way. And that's fine if you want to do that. But I'd like to do it this way. And
Christine obviously sat through a crucial conversation seminar once or twice.
Christine just wants out, and she's trying to get out in the easiest way possible. And I've wondered why Mary hasn't left for long. I mean, good for them. And I wonder how they're going to work the finances out, because Janelle is amazing with finances. And I haven't watched for years until this year. I just started watching some episodes again when I heard about the leaving, about that they all had left. And it's like, he's just acting like this gigantic ass about, he's all sad Christina's selling their bedroom suit and all that. It's just insane. He's just a douche, a total douche.
This does not surprise me. I mean, what was something that an ex of yours got pissed about when you got rid of?
When I got rid of, let's see. I don't usually get rid of the stuff until we break up.
When you break up, what was something that, or even something you did for yourself that your ex got pissed about?
Let me see. I'm trying to think. My ex-husband did not like it when I got Botox. And I was like, well, sorry, but that's not a great example. I'm trying to think of something.
Ex-husband was like, I don't like my women with a lot of tattoos because obviously I'm tattooed up. I was like, well, it's a good thing we divorced 15 fucking years ago.
Right. I had an ex-boyfriend that was very, very jealous, and he could not stand it when I would just be talking to someone who would get very, very jealous, like abusive jealous. And that was insane. It makes you just be on eggshells to, because it's like, I'm not flirting. The man said hi to me, and
I had a guy who used to say, don't dress up when we leave or when we go out. And this was in fact recently. And I was like, do you know me? Do you know, like, are you really telling me how I should dress when we're going out to dinner? Like, excuse me?
I would never. That's what I love about my husband now. Does not, he doesn't care how I dress as long as I'm happy, he's happy. But D-Staff, I'm not single. Being single is not an insult, D-Staff. If your husband didn't want you to get Botox, you should have listened to him as his wife. I should have. I guess that's why it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Darn.
And clearly, I should not have gotten these tattoos 15 years after I divorced him.
Yeah, because he has something to say about that.
Right. 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 Clearly. No wonder y'all are single. I know, right?
Well,
So little time.
that was years ago in Czech. My ex-husband was not abusive. This was a boyfriend I had years ago.
Right. Like this was when I was 24. I'm 3 now.
Right now, I would dare somebody if a man ever puts his hands on me, like he better hope he never gets up now. But this was like, again, when I was in my early 20s and stuff, and it would just, I didn't realize that something like that would ever happen to me. It was like surreal, you know?
I don't know either. Not at all. And it's not like, I mean, this was someone I grew up with. So I never had thought that this would ever happen to me, but it did. And, you know, as much as it hurt, it's still a great part of my life where, you know, I became something from it, because from that situation, it pushed me. Every breakup has always pushed me to be better. And like, all right, it's not that I wasn't good enough, but in my head, I tell myself I'm not good enough, because when you don't have answers, you're forced to come up with your own conclusions. And so it's always you picking on yourself. And I feel like we all as women need to stop that, number one, because it's not you, it's really them. But, you know, so it was, I'm not good enough, I'm this. So I would drive myself crazy with, you know, trying to lose weight and giving myself an eating disorder, and then focusing on like my career so I can elevate and trying to be a better person. When in reality, like, it's not, even though I did all this stuff, the situation will always be with them. I was fine how I was then. And I should have done this growth for me now.
It's that old saying that my grandmother used to say, youth is wasted on the young. Like if I knew at 20 what I know now, I could have ruled the fucking world.
Exactly.
You know?
And I'm glad I went through what I went through early on in life. I'm glad I had that experience. You know, it was 20 years ago. I was 24. I'm 43. It's a lot different. But, you know, there are people stuck in that cycle of abuse who are confusing what love is love. Like, what is really love? You know, oh, well, he said he was sorry. But that's great for your grandparents, D-Staff.
You should have stayed with him. Why didn't you stay with him?
Right.
You go through those ups and downs.
But, you know, now D-Staff has the perfect fucking family and I'm just shit. And so now I'm totally distracted on
He was just up and down. He was just beating you. You should have gone through the ups and downs.
Right.
Someone said, I have a friend in a bad situation. I just don't know how to help her. I don't think that you will be able to help her until she's ready to help herself, unfortunately.
Yeah. For me, when I was in my situation, it was a lot of, well, you made me that mad. And I took on that responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a lot of the mental thing that you have to get over. It was finally when he did it in front of people, was it, okay, this isn't right. When I saw their reactions, it was, oh, shit, this is wrong. This isn't supposed to be happening. And I swear it was after.
It's exactly that. Like, you made me act this way. Like, if you had not done, and it's like, oh, God, like, I shouldn't have done that, you know, or something.
You bruise easy. I didn't touch you that hard. And it's like, you're right. I do bruise easy. You know,
part of it is a sick feeling of also like, he gets so mad because he loves me so much. And that's why he gets so aggravated that I'm talking to other men and stuff like that. Like that's a sick thing to think. But when you're young, like part of it, that is what I thought.
Yeah, it's definitely dysfunctional love, but you don't know any different because you're just so young. And that's what they call puppy love, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And so, I mean, I was threatened with weapons if you ever leave me, or it's suicide, I will kill myself. And he has a family history of suicide. So it was always, I was burdened with these emotions that I didn't want to leave until it happened in front of people. And finally, I was like, I can't keep this a secret anymore. And even after we got married, it got worse. And it was like, what are you going to do? Divorce me? Because he knew I didn't want to go to my parents and say, hey, I want to get a divorce, because I wanted to appease them. I wanted my parents to accept me. And by that was dating the football player at school. And
it's embarrassing.
right, that I'm 24, 2 kids, and now my first marriage is ending. What's going to
Also, I'm the bitch that's letting somebody beat me. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, that's I was embarrassed by it. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of shame, because as like D Staff said, we are, it's a lot of that mentality. And a lot of times when I found when I was leaving, a lot of people question my abuse. Like, well, we never saw bruises. And so it makes you question yourself and if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. And it's like, for anybody who's struggling, it's just like, or the friend that's struggling, I didn't see the name. It's like, you just got to be there, and it's a bad situation, but the best thing to do is just be that support. And when they're ready to go, be there with your car.
I think it's also a little different, like, because I've not had a friend go through that now. And again, this was in my early 20s, and there's a difference between in your early 20s and if this is going on with someone who's, in her 40s or older or something like that. I think that there is a big difference in mentality there, and probably a way to handle it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My only advice would just be to not isolate her.
No. I mean, even if you have to hear the stories every day and you get frustrated, you're her only outlet. And in the end, you might be her only protection. So it's like, I know you don't want this for your friend and you want your friend to see the light, but she's only going to see the light when she's ready.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I find a lot too with stay with each other and respect each other, or be living shit out of each other, whichever you want.
What about when Tracy was getting hurt? When Tracy was getting hurt, I was furious, and I wanted her to get out of that as much as I could. I did everything I could to try to get her out of that, and she wasn't ready. But I thought it was very important not to isolate her, because I would rather her call me if, no matter what happened, I just wanted her to know, like, you can call me. Like, even if I've heard the story before, even if I'm exasperated with you, call me. Don't be isolated. So if it looked like, Luke, I couldn't stand him, but Tracy wasn't going to leave him. So it was just a thing of just making sure she didn't feel alone. These stuffs.
Important is to let them know, and they have to go through the process themselves and the grieving and working through all the other. And it took me years after my divorce to realize the mental abuse that was going on. And I sat on a therapist's couch because I kept taking my anger out on my boyfriends to follow. So I was like, all right, I've got to deal with this. And I sat on the therapist's couch and said, I am a victim of domestic abuse, but it's my fault because I talked to him the way I did. And he was like, this is where we're going to start. And that's when it hit me. Oh shit, this isn't my fault. And this was 7 years after.
Did I ever ask a professional how I should help Tracy? No, Tracy wasn't ready for help. And she was in a different state. Tracy made it very clear that the lifestyle she was living, there were other things that we talked about. Like, hey, would you like to stop doing this? Would you, and it was a very clear, no, not at this time. So, you can't go to counseling. I don't know if reaching out to a professional, you can't go to counseling for someone. If you force someone to go to counseling, it's not going to work. If that person's not ready to go themselves, then.
It's like forcing an addict to get clean. They've got to want it themselves. Otherwise it's
all you can do is be there and, and be willing to also accept that she might come spend a week on your couch and then say, you know what, I think I'm going to go back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something. I think 99% of the. What is probably the number one? A body count is probably the number one most easiest way to judge the value of a female. I think 90%. What?
I think 99% of the problem with females would be solved if the female had their body count on their forehead.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interventions help. They do, but you also might be putting that person at risk doing an intervention I don't know. I'm not a professional, so I don't know. If you feel like you should talk to a professional, maybe do that. I feel like in my opinion, I don't think an intervention in this type of situation would be a good idea. Because that might, if the person decides not to leave and they go home, it might be a worse situation.
Yeah, I would agree that you can only love from a distance, but just know that as long as they know you're there, that they're not alone. Because sometimes if you push that help, you're also pushing them away.
Good. A famous channel. Well, good for them. That's why parents shouldn't fight. Well, hopefully parents will stop fighting.
Yeah, I hope that maybe that's the problem with the world these days is parents are just fucking fighting all the time.
I know. What would they have to fight about? That's crazy. People never fight.
Ever.
I'm just asking for other suggestions. My suggestion would just be to be there.
Yeah. I mean, as tired as you are of hearing of it and as frustrated as you're going to get, you still have to just still emotionally support her and let her know that you're there for her. And when it's time for her to run, you'll be there.
This might be a better question for you because this was just a boyfriend of mine. And this only happened a couple times. It wasn't like it was a constant thing. And I didn't have kids and we weren't married. So is there something someone could have done for you?
No, I had to do it on my own because I, in my head, didn't realize that this wasn't okay because of the emotional and manipulative abuse that was going on of, well, you bruise easy, or I didn't hit you that hard, or you made me that mad. So I took on his burdens, or when he would threaten me with weapons, like a gun once, if you leave me, I thought this was love. This was, to me, I didn't realize the dysfunction because I had never had a relationship before this man, or this was my first relationship in life. And this was the first relationship to this level where I had children. So I didn't realize what was happening wasn't love. It was dysfunction. And it wasn't until I saw the reactions of what he did to me in front of people. Did it click? Oh, this isn't okay. And then that's when
people feel sorry for me. They're looking at me like,
yeah. And I didn't want that, I never wanted people to feel sorry for me. I always had a tough exterior. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I always wanted that. And then all of a sudden my cousin's looking at me and she goes, how long has this been happening? And that's when I broke. And that was like, God. And it wasn't me keeping a dirty little secret anymore. And so that's when then he looked at me and said, what are you going to do? Divorce me? And I looked at him and said, yes, I am. And I left him. And my kids were 2 and 3. And I had to work 2 jobs. And he made my life hell for many, many years. But I raised my kids and, did the best. And, I've provided myself and my family a good life without the husband. And so when I go circling back to where we were talking before, when people were like, well, you don't have a man. Thank God for that.
Right.
Because I would have never been where I am now had I stayed with him. I mean, I could very possibly have been dead, or, he never wanted me to go to school and get an education. And, I did that, And, you know, he always wanted me to be at home and be a stay-at-home mom. And that was never really my thing. I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted my own self-worth. So.
And anybody can get a man. If you just want a man, you can get a man.
Right. It's not that hard to get a man. Like, I'm sure D staff will be more than happy to slide into anybody's DMs later. Just please not mine.
On that note, I'm gonna grab some ice. I'll be right back.
Okay. Only immature people who can't reason, logic, argue, and who want headache and stress. I agree. Nobody wants headache and stress. I really understand the only immature people who can't reason part, but who does want the headache and stress? So I'm going to read the chat. I haven't read the chat at all.
Let's see.
Where's Maria? Is Maria still here?
I don't know. Maria is not feeling well. Maria actually has COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. She and Carlos are going to be okay, though. Yeah, they're going to be fine.
I like Fancy Feast's clap bag.
Do what?
I like Fancy Feast's little clap bag.
Yeah.
They're outdated.
And Carter said, preach, girl.
Intimidated by a woman and the success a woman can bring without a man. So that's why he's throwing his ideologies onto us. Like, you need a man, you need respect, because he's intimidated because he knows we don't.
You should respect his opinion as your husband. And I do, like, as a couple, like on certain things, I will ask my husband's opinion. But if it comes to, like, my husband doesn't try to tell me what to wear. He doesn't try to tell me things like that. As a couple, you should just respect each other's opinions.
Right. Respect my authority. That's what I hear. Y'all are just worker bees. Hell yeah. And I make a good living working my There's no
Oh, Maria's still here. She's crocheting, jobless, and recording, she said.
There's a mark there. You can be a gilf.
Wonder who hurt him.
Yeah. I don't think he was hugged enough by his mother.
Mm-mm.
So.
I think D-Staff probably would have been a client of yours at the Dom place.
Oh, D-Staff. I will give you a free session. I will spank you, you little bitch.
I changed my mind in check. I'm allowed to do that.
Oh, did you have that plan to get out of YouTube?
I did for a minute because there's a creator that's coming for my husband and stuff, but it's like she's like contacted his family and my sister-in-law and stuff, and I did an interview with my sister-in-law the other day that was like, I give zero fucks, like, you know, and it's now she's saying she's going to contact his ex-girlfriends, and she has one of his ex-girlfriends contacting the rest of the ex-girlfriends. And I don't give a shit what my husband's if he has a girlfriend now, when you find that out, let me know. But I don't care what his ex-girlfriends have to say. And I don't know why she does or why she's so invested in it.
You know, there are a lot of women who only know one side of a story, and well, actually, this point isn't even going to make sense because a lot of my ex-husband's exes have like not nice things to say about me, and they've
exactly. If you contact an ex, like how many people's ex are going to say that they're great? Uh-oh, Zeus, what happened? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, because I was realizing as I was articulating my words that that's not really the point. Like, that wasn't making the great point that I thought it was in my head. Oh, Zeus, just breathe, honey. Just breathe. Don't snap. Don't fuel.
But yeah, she got on my Jules. She got on my sister-in-law's Facebook and was just she was like, oh, they don't like you because they posted this and stuff. And I had my sister come on here and sister-in-law come on here, and it was like, no, if you want to ask her something, here she is. You don't have to stalk her. And now, since that didn't work, she's going to go for, she says she has contacted one of his ex-girlfriends who is contacting the rest of his ex-girlfriends for interviews. So it's like, why? And what do you think your point is going to be? And, if they do say something bad about him, that's why exes are exes a lot of times.
Yeah.
And don't you have a better use of your time?
This is what the community has come to on all sides. Everybody has great qualities about them. And I would hope that people could stop looking at the, just other sides and just maybe hey, let's just move on. I mean, we can all live together and share this earth copacetically and be okay. I mean, what is with, I don't understand the constant fighting or bickering.
I'm trying to get out of it a little bit. This particular person makes me angry because she's not comparing apples to apples as far as an interview I did with someone that she's brought up in the community a lot. And in the in table, babe. I've never, she said that I had several DUIs, just a lot of lies about me. And it was over nothing. And it is immature and I need to get off. But when I saw my new Meemaw on her IG live, as she's scrolling through my sister-in-law's Facebook and stuff, it's like, okay, now you have my attention. And I might be eating some petty spaghetti. And, who the hell do you think you are?
I'm sorry that's your experience.
And the only thing you have against my husband is that he's married to me. You don't like me. So you're going to find out dirt on my husband now? What has my husband done to you? He's done nothing. You don't see my husband on YouTube trashing her. You don't, it's crazy to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's going to be all right. I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It will, and it'll prevail. And, this is just another story to talk about your first year and, something to laugh at.
Maybe she'll be in our wedding book or something. That would be fun. You just got back from seeing your sister at the hospital, Zeus. How was that? Oh, she crosses line up.
Are we talking about the sister?
No, apparently, I'm not going to talk about his personal business. You don't have to feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. There's nothing on his sister's Facebook page that I am ashamed of, but I have never brought him up publicly other than to say that we got married. We got married very quickly. We met on Tinder. We got married about a month after we met, and we've been married almost 6 months now. And because I said that, she thinks he's free reign to talk about on YouTube and stuff, and that's not the case. And I'm not, if he wants to start a YouTube channel, he can talk about whether or not he's the NNA or AA or any kind of A, but I'm not going to discuss it.
Yeah, I'll just support your husband, and that's all that matters. And I'm sorry that you guys have to go through something like this.
It's going to be okay. It's not going to, it's not going to do anything except, make me a little mad sometimes, and that's okay. And, sometimes I'll just eat my petty spaghetti and get mad, and we'll have a little back and forth, and it'll be all right. Because, what does she think she's going to do? She said she was going to contact my ex-in-laws, and it's like, well, I can tell you they're going to have terrible things to say about me. And,
right.
If they want to talk to you, if you're not bluffing, I bet they don't want to know the reason my ex-husband and I got divorced, because we specifically had a consensual divorce because he did not want that in the paperwork. And I can guarantee you they're not going to want to talk to you about that. And why are you wasting that much energy? I'm taking so much space up rent in your head.
my ex-husband's going to hate me too, even though I made the divorce so easy for him. You know, you're just going to get that one side, and it's a biased side, and it's not really fair.
Yeah. And I never reached out to her family or anything. And if someone reached out to your ex-boyfriends and stuff, did they all have amazing things to say about you?
Most of them, yeah.
Oh, well, good for you. But you know, like,
no, but
I don't know. If she reaches out to some of my husband's ex-girlfriends, I don't know if they're going to say good things or bad things, and I don't really care as long as he treats me well. So,
I mean, like I said, with relationships that don't work out, we always grow from them and be better. And so, you know, relationships are just stepping stools. And so your husband was in a relationship, it didn't work out. He grew, he became a better person, whether he grieved and
maybe he was awful in it, or I've not talked to him about that. So except one and I don't know why, but it's like, why do you care, girl? Like, and what has he done to you? Are you trying to ruin his YouTube channel? Because he doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's me up here that you have a problem with.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's gonna be okay.
I know, because you've got that sass.
She's very bothered, but I don't know. It just makes me. It's like, if you want to come for me, come for me. But why are you doing this? And you know, like when I see Meemaw on her Instagram live, I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you crazy bitch.
Yeah. That's a very valid feeling. That's gotta suck. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It does suck. But I've been live for about 2 hours now, so I'm about to wrap this up, and I'm going to do my end with my trash talking, which you probably don't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And with this one, but I hope we can. I have so much fun going live with you, so I hope that we can do it again. And I would like to go live with you if you would watch tonight. If you don't have anything to do, if you're not spanking anybody or anything, if you
I'm not in business anymore. As soon as my daughter dropped out of college, I said, all right, this is exhausting. She went 1 semester, so I kind of got lucky.
But if you would watch, and everybody else watch, don't pick up the phone. It is so good.
Okay.
And
tomorrow, because I will have time tomorrow.
It's on Netflix. It's so good. And I cannot wait to talk to you again. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, honey. All right, guys. I'm going to wind it up here with, I would just rather hear the truth from you, Lily, and not the truth. I mean, the truth is my husband and I are happily married, and he treats me well, and nothing else is anyone's business. If she wants to go digging for things, then Gigi, we're not comparing apples to apples here. So donations, yeah. So half of the donations, again, that I get on Cash App or on Superchats will go to the Linus Project between now and Friday. And let's take a look. Let's just do a little bit more of some. We didn't even do see what say what. I'm about to wind this up here in a minute, though, guys. Her voice. Did something else happen, Zeus? Has something happened? Or is Gigi, it's not being I'm gonna hide you because you're unreasonable. It's not being hypocrisy, it's not being hypocritical. She's comparing, she's bringing a freaking semi-automatic to a knife fight. So it's not comparing apples to apples. So let's see here. I feel like something else has happened, Zeus. Okay, so you guys vote. So do we listen to a little bit of Jill's last live that she has posted on YouTube? Do we do a little bit of see what say what? Or do we do Reddit recaps? Oh, I'm sorry, Zeus. The crazy man is spreading lies. Which crazy man? I did not interview anyone in Jules' family. Glenwood had not been, his side of the story had not been represented in this community, and he has been discussed a lot. It's not the case with my husband. Yes, Zeus, prayers for you and your family. Okay, let's listen to. Let's see here. Well, and check if you disagree, you don't have to be here, my dear. But this is my channel and my opinion. So we're going to listen to a little bit of Oh, What a Night, streamed one day ago. And that is, you can see this for yourself on Just Jules. You gotta sit there to skip ads.
Like in the next month or so, we'll be.
Even if that is true, TV is jeopardizing his freedom because.
Let's see, here we go. Let me try to.
Oh, it looks like somebody got in trouble in jail.
Oh.
Actually, I take that back. The only time I was there was after he got out of jail. John Wolf on your panel again. He is. Evening. Cause I laugh as you burn in hell. Cause I laugh as you burn in hell. Well, welcome for a late night in the Hive. Look at our festive background. I was gonna just release it tomorrow.
It's so festive.
Did you guys get a little sneak peek this evening?
Yay!
What do you think? What do you think? I
think you're an amazing graphic designer.
Clark was here because he's got a little
I
inspiration.
wish Clark was here because he's the coolest friend I've ever had. And I've never had a cooler friend than Clark. And that's why I wish he was here.
So apparently Tiny Mac and his new girlfriend, Jen, have I been discussing them? We've been on IG Lives. We talked a little bit about it today because you know what? When you wear the same clothes, it shows. Thank you.
We can't tell what kind of clothes you wear. We can't tell what kind of clothes you wear because you're behind a filter or you're in a black shirt.
Johnny and Jenny kissing in the tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. So anyway, yeah, I had just about enough.
Uh-oh, what are you going to do?
Of the accusations. And you know what?
What?
I cannot wait until the maggot comes after you, Mr. Mac.
She can't wait. She can't wait until everybody gets what they deserve. She's handing out ass whoopings and lollipops, and she's all out of fucking lollipops. She's tired of everybody's shit, even her neighbor.
Have John Wolf on your panel again. He is a dangerous man. He's a creepy man. He's a very creepy man.
You're a dangerous, creepy person too.
You like that? You like that? I know Clark is gonna love it. Clark's gonna love it.
Corey's gonna love it. Corey's gonna love it. I can't wait for Clark to see it.
You can barely see Sly in there. He surely does. So they're over there. Talk about painting a narrative.
I think she got that phrase from me.
The place of prostitution that you're talking about, it was the Grand Chute Motel. It was not a motel. It was a hotel in Grand Chute. I don't even know what hotel it was because you know what? I was never there. Actually, I take that back. The only time I was there was after he got out of jail, and he asked me to drive him there to pick up his belongings, whatever was left of them. And that was like,
oh, this makes you look great.
45 days later. Only time I was there.
Mm-hmm.
He never withheld D from anybody. That is why the final charges, they're not in there. That complaint is mainly fiction in all stretches.
Mainly fiction in all stretches. Got it.
That is why the charges were not like that. I know, they are live talking about me. So we're going to be live talking about them. That's how that works.
Dum-dum-dum.
They're painting narratives. So we just got to take it back.
Wanda, you're not blocked from here. Is that what you're talking about?
Let's see what we should take it back to, shall we?
Yeah, shall we? She gets so sinister. I picture her twirling and evil.
So, and about the privated videos. The privated videos, Terry Lynn had asked me to do it, and I'm like, okay. And you know what? I'm going to keep them privated. I'm going to keep them privated for right now.
Good girl.
That. As soon as he started playing me on his phone, Mrs. Mack stopped chatting. She just said that the mother of one committed S because of you two, and you're back with him now. No. The mother of one of them died of C word. Fact. I don't know where this committed an S came from.
Why is she so mad about Johnny Mac and Jen? Why is she so mad about everything?
Because that's not even close to true. So let's talk about that right now. One of the girls.
She's a truth seeker.
Her mother was in hospice care. Remember? Like my mom is right now. That you guys.
Is she talking about the women involved in Glenwood's case?
I'll yell and say, I'm not seeing her.
She's not.
Do you know what she was doing while her mother was in hospice, dying of cancer? She was getting arrested.
She is.
She was getting.
Y'all, she's talking about the people in the women in Glenwood's case. Oh my God.
Arrested 2 weeks prior. And that is why when they got in trouble that day, that is why he went and said he was driving, because they had warrants out there for their arrest. He didn't even know them. He knew them for 4 days. 4 days.
I don't know if I should even be replaying this. I feel weird replaying this. Like the women that were.
So they got arrested. He got out. They stayed locked up because they have a laundry list of charges. One of them being trafficking young underage women. Yes, those girls. One of those girls. The one whose mother did pass of cancer. She did not commit S. She died of cancer. She was in hospice while that girl was out.
How does she know all this?
Doing drugs and doing all of this. I can read you the charges. To read the charges that she had while her mother. So instead of staying home with her mother, and so what happened was she told the detective that because her mother passed while she was in prison, she wanted him to rot.
Fast forward through this. I don't even.
Allegedly, and in my opinion, is being also Mrs. Mack. Because you know what was really funny, guys? You know how when Clint was supposedly there, Cliff, aka Cliff, notice how the couch was moved? The couch is back now. Since when have they ever tried to keep Cliff?
No one else noticed that, girl.
Off a camera.
Yeah, I have to fast forward through her talking about the women involved in.
Though you know what's really funny is the other girl told the detective she didn't want to be involved in it because she said she was offered, had been locked up for 2 years prior. He wouldn't touch.
This is gross. I can't.
Fun fact, true story. The person that they painted him out to be, that is not who he was. I really wish I still had the diary book, because when we went back to that hotel, whatever, to get his stuff, there was a diary of the one girl, the one whose mother was in hospice while she was off partying. As to the fact that somebody asked about the couch and was blocked. Exactly. So hold on. Oh, look at that. Another one. Oh, it looks like somebody got in trouble in jail. Somebody can't help herself. Hold on. Which charge was I looking at? Oh, okay,
She's
the
still
one.
talking about these.
So
women.
211. Forgetting to tell you. I keep forgetting to tell you the one that they keep saying that the mother committed S, which is not true. The mother,
I can't
the
play
truth.
this. Hold on.
Did. Can you imagine being a mother and being prohibited from being anywhere? This is all long before. She's got records that date all the way back.
What is wrong with
Possession
her?
of narcotics. She lied to who she was, and penalty because he didn't have charges like that. Anyway. Oh, look at this. This is 2015, long before she knew him. Oh, hold on.
Okay, so even if these women had charges before this happened, if they were victims of what it says they were victims of, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But yes, and for all of them saying she committed S, I don't know where the hell that fact. 2010.
This is probably the grossest one I've ever heard. I haven't heard this.
It's 2009. That's not it. It's a repeater. So this is probably the one I was looking for. Yeah, because hold on, that's the first one.
My God, does she have any kind of conscience
more.
or sense of right or wrong or compassion or?
I don't know what their damn codes are. She's got an injunction on one of her old domestic abuse, on an old domestic abuse.
I feel a little icky too.
Oh, this is the updates for this case for this year. Warrant, because every time
Okay, we're gonna.
he posted it himself. He did. Anyway, guys, let me catch up with this shit too, because I wasn't paying any freaking attention. Oh my gosh, there's way too much. Mac for life is JM, not his wife. I agree. We were all. Oh, hold on 1 minute. Hold on.
We're talking about people back in the.
You guys know how I don't like
fine,
things. There we
but
go.
I can't talk.
Or should I
about those
do
women.
this or that? Let's do black. The Just Jewels in the corner, it was still pink or whatever. And I'm like, oh no, commenting. Amanda, I'm so happy that you're feeling better. Shut up. He did not.
She doesn't care.
Well, here's the fun fact is I don't believe that's his wife. I don't. We were watching on IG. On my IG, we were watching, and some of the people in the chat are like, no, it's very convenient as to when he types in.
I cannot believe she would say things about these women like that. Really, in my stomach, I like this. That I'm a little sick about that. That's why I skipped through that. I can't believe
when he was listening to my live. She wasn't. Miss Mac. Go get an STD test. He's reading the chat and commenting. He's a tiny little man. Little man.
Guys.
Amzi is trying to get the link. Amzi, oh my goodness. Hey girls, I'm going to survive. I'm kind of miserable. I know you're watching. Tell Tabitha to come on and say hi. Yeah, exactly. Dan, thank you for the super sticker, sir. His wife thinks this is all okay. This is not normal Jen behavior. This is the way Jen
because she's the authority on normal behavior.
Behaves when she flirts. You guys do remember when she was flirting with John Miller. You remember when she's flirted with Tyrese. Isn't it nice that the holiday season, Cliff is actually working while Benny is off playing with another guy.
Wonder if she's working. Never make fun of Benny.
You know what Benny's not doing? We haven't seen Benny say, oh, look at my Christmas tree. Is she going to bring her dog?
Have we seen your Christmas tree? You crazy.
And everybody over to Mac's house to open presents? Because Benny doesn't have a tree. A lot of people last year were like, you know, I guess people kind of understood why you might not have a tree and whatnot because it was very soon. But you can't make your children miss out on 2 Christmases. You guys, I'm putting chapstick on. It's getting wintry and my lips are getting all dry. So involved with another man over the internet and try to tarnish my reputation on lies, then I'm going to speak facts.
No one needs to tarnish your reputation, Jules. You do a good job of that by yourself. I think this live is the most, aside from the one with with Zeus's niece, you talking about these women that are involved in the case, I think this is the most disgusting one I've heard. And I think that this makes your reputation speak for itself.
I am going to speak facts. Why, oh, why have we not heard Benny say anything about her daughter and restoring that relationship? Now, okay, maybe she's trying to keep her family stuff off of here. Okay, I get that. But I know you're not.
She's just...
Well, rest in the bushes, Duchess. You're safe in here. You're safe from the Creeperton John Wolf. You guys do know that. Did you guys ever think that that was really his wife? You know what, guys? Screw that.
Paula Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer, 10 out of 10 for me. Even on my super sensitive.
Sweaty, thank you for the super chat. Nuts or bail? Who knows? Okay, so my page is a lot of me commentating on her lives because she comes at me, she talks about me, and I respond. And I tell her, stop lying about me, stop talking shit about me.
She's talking about me.
And we'll move along. She's telling everybody, I groom young women. You guys see me on here. Everybody say I never leave my house. I'm always sitting here. She says I don't clean my puss. Where do I move? Where do I fit all that in? It's.
I'm fast forwarding to see if she says anything.
Please take it down. 20 minutes, guys. I'm going out there, and the first thing I show is the damn snake. You guys are talking.
No, the snake is from.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, all of this is ridiculous. And the fact that this is all like breaking news. And Lily, you didn't do any favors on this whatsoever. And like I said, I can't wait. This was going to smack you right in the butt, Lily. Don't worry. Benny.
I am trying to get out of the bullshit, but when I see my Meemaw on your IG live, you have gone ape shit crazy. And for you to be talking about these women, this is the most disgusting, aside from when you talk to Zeus
a little bit of a break
like
today.
that.
That's getting messy.
Because it is messy. It's very messy. Lily made it messy. And even after she interviewed Glenwood's sister, I let up. And what did she do?
I mentioned you one time.
And then remember when Johnny Mac kept saying, oh, well, what is it going to take for you guys to stop talking about Jen and blah, 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 blah. But yet, what was he over there doing? He's like, oh, let's commentate on Joel's stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what's wrong with you? He's a little man, too. Did you see how little he looked next to Jen?
Oh, my God.
I heard he's like 5'1".
Her house.
Okay, y'all, I can't stomach the rest of this. I'm going to finish up with the Reddit recaps that we were doing. And then I'm going to wrap it up because I was legit disgusted by that. Okay, so we ended with Chicago Muscle threatening D, and then here's another one of Chicago Muscle.
Zero fucking integrity whatsoever.
Yep.
None. You know, don't care as long as they get what they want. And
Chicago
there's some
Muscle
place to
again.
run to bitch and run their mouth about somebody.
Yep.
And they've basically put a hit on my life
Oh,
because that's what they've done. I can't be at any point stationary.
I can't be at any point
Because
stationary.
They're after me.
I
And I'm afraid of you.
She's a little paranoid. They're after her.
think it's appalling that they would dox a woman over petty internet bullshit.
And so I didn't do anything to any of them.
They got pissed off because I said stuff like that.
Maria gave it.
Referring to
Well, let me
Chicago
just say
Muscle
something
and
about
Chicago
Maria.
Muscle's third person.
She's a complete fucking snake.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you have,
Her and-
no, you have
and that-
no idea.
Oh, I do. Believe me, she fucked me over pretty hard because she knows my stance on bringing women around with men that abuse women, and then ran him over to Johnny Mac when she's got paperwork showing
Paperwork.
that he's an abuser, and his other mod that he's got on there that John Wolf is.
Shut up. I don't care.
He laughs at everything she says.
This next one, Jules hiding and watching Johnny and Jen on her IG live. Amber comes in, and I guess this answers the question about whether or not she will continue to support Amber in spite of her feelings about John Yates and denouncing his supporters. PAB. So it's just a clip of Amber coming into her IG live. This one is the oldest, fakest, and saggiest bitch of Terry Time, who I love. This is Genevieve creating a this is the post she put on the Table Talk with Sly that we read the other night. It's posted again. Witless protection. Guys, coming in, I'm about to wrap this up, but again, please help me donate to the Linus Project. Half of the proceeds of Superchats and Cash Apps go to the Linus Project, and I'm also knitting scarves for cold people. Don't let people be cold during Christmas. This one says Teresa, and then in parentheses, Ed. I don't know why they're calling her Ed. She's not afraid of anyone on the stupid ass internet, but deletes her live. She really is you too, D bitch. D biatch. She really is the dumb hyena from The Lion King. Someone says, come on, Queen Bee, woman up and go ahead and go crazy on Amber for crying over John Yates. Oh no, you won't, because then you will lose TL, Mims, Heidi Black, etc., etc. Love when the bee hides when shit gets real. Guys, that one IG live or the one YouTube live really disturbed me a little bit. I can't believe she's going after those women. That's crazy. Okay, guys, I am going to wind this up. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Daddy's Disappointment, as always, for coming on here. Thank you all for your support and your kind words. Let's try to be better people and not angry fucking bees. My God. It takes so much energy to be that angry. Yeah, John Yates was in here earlier. He might still be in here. He's welcome in here. I hope that everyone has a wonderful rest of the night. And I have a guest lined up tomorrow night to talk some Bravo. And we'll do Reddit recaps. And God, I was going to recap more of Jules' stream because I know she talks about me later, but I just couldn't stomach that after she's talking about those women that are involved in the case. My God. That was disturbing. I don't want to end on a bad note, y'all. I feel like that was a total downer. All right, guys. I love all of you who support the channel and who support me. And I hope that everyone is having a great week. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.